everybody, Crispy Divine Sensual Mass Vapors. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been quite some time since I've put out a video, and I apologize for that. Mainly just been taking a little bit of time to regroup. So guess what? Coming up in the next few weeks, I'm going to be putting out a bunch of videos. This particular one is kind of like the welcome back video. And we're going to talk about a few cool things today. We're going to kind of take it back a little old school as it can be for me. And we're going to really have a good time with that. The next video you guys are going to see after this one is going to be the one you're going to definitely want to pay attention to. You're going to want to share it. You're going to want to like it. You're going to want to do all that good stuff because I'm getting a giveaway going on, okay? I've been talking about this one particular juice line called Platinum Label Vapors. I have some juice to give away from them. I have a whole review on them. You guys are going to love it, and I have this really cool sample pack that has all their juices in it and whatever. I'm not going to get into the the nitty gritty with it, but you guys will see in the next video. However, today we're going to talk about a few things. It's going to be a video that we're going to talk about kind of going back to a special time when all we ever used was mechanical mods. Those shiny metal tubes that have caused so much controversy in all types of ways. So we're going to talk about that. I got a couple juices I want to talk about, things that I'm really excited about, some new all-day vapes that just really make me super happy. So let's get started, okay? Shit. So quite some time ago, I made a video called Mech Mods Anonymous, or that was part of the title. And it was when I was getting involved in the whole mechanical mod craziness, okay? I, like most people, were obsessed with them. You couldn't get enough of them, and I was buying a lot of them. Maybe not a lot, maybe not as many as some people did, but I was buying a lot of them. And at the time, all I really was worried about was getting these little devices, okay, or these little pieces of metal or whatever. I wasn't really looking at pricing. I wasn't really looking at the whole scandal between real and clones and authentics and all that stuff. All I wanted was to have new mods, okay? So I was doing shopping on eBay and, looking at these sites that offered like these combo deals that you could buy like a mech mod and an RDA, because at the time I didn't have anything. So these days, people are obsessed with boxes. Obviously, you guys know that. That is not a secret. Everybody likes their box mods. That is making up a huge part of what people use. So,
why am I talking about this?
Like many people, I have kind of casted the tubes aside, okay? I've had like maybe a good 10 clones that I have had, and they've kind of been sitting on a shelf collecting dust. So what do I do with them? I start taking them apart. Yeah, I just started taking them apart because after a while, these things, they weren't working as much as I liked them to. But I also noticed that I wasn't keeping up on them as much as I was before because I was so wrapped up in, getting my new Sigelli 150 watt or my new Rocket Chicken, dual 18650, parallel box, whatever. So I took them apart, and just by using a cotton swab, or not a cotton swab, they were little alcohol wipes, some pliers, and some, patience, I was able to transform these mods that I thought were dead into actual awesome working devices. And I'm going to show you 2 of them, or 3 of them rather. But the first one I want to show you guys real quick is so cool. Look at this thing. This is my first mechanical mod. It's a Nemesis from H-Cigar, okay? And if nobody is familiar with H-Cigar, you will know them from making a ton of clones, atomizers, mods, etc. And they recently just came out with their own box mod that's regulated with an Evolve DNA 40 chip, an authentic one. So I don't know if H-Cigar is moving into the times of making authentic H-Cigar things, or if they just teamed up with Evolve in this one thing, or they just bought them cheap. I don't know. But whatever. They just came out with like a version 2 of that. So kind of cool for them. But anyway, I bought this thing off of vaperoyalty.com. I think I paid like $30, $40 for it, maybe more, I don't remember. If you look back at my older videos, you'll see me unboxing it. It was like me opening up the box from Pulp Fiction. It was like, bah! I was so excited. It was like the coolest thing to me. And I was terrified at first because I was like so afraid. Like I heard all these horror stories and, you know, all this garbage. And if that's one of the things that I have to get out to you guys is use caution. You can't just go and throw any battery in them and anything and rock them. And that's why it's dangerous to see a lot of these people out there that do these videos that don't know what they're talking about, and you watch them and you think, I can do that, and you go up and you hurt yourself. That's one of the major reasons why I don't do all these tutorials on mechanical mods and all this crazy talk about batteries and stuff. It's because I don't find that I am an expert on the matter, and I don't want to teach anybody something that's not right. There's plenty of good videos out there that you can find, awesome tutorials on how to use this stuff and how to use it safely. But anyway, I'm getting off the topic. So this Nemesis was a huge, you know, they have a huge following, okay? It's originally made by a company or a person, I'm not really sure, and his name is very hard to pronounce, at Moxianiani or whatever. He or she, you can follow him on Facebook, they do these giveaways for the authentic, and these things are hard to come by, the authentics or whatever, but anyways, they're expensive. I have always wanted a authentic Nemesis. I just never had the cash to buy it. But anyway, so I took this apart, all apart, cleaned it top to bottom, spent a lot of time cleaning out all the contacts, and this thing, like 2 months ago I took it out and it was firing like crap. Took it out and it absolutely works flawless. I'll show you. Now, I don't run 0.08 builds, so you're gonna see me like blow clouds that may be not as big as yours. That's okay. But this thing's working so good. I'm so happy I didn't throw it away. And yes, I still feel like I want to own all authentic mods, and I actually feel kind of bad putting this authentic Kennedy on top of a clone. Like, I generally don't do that, but because I don't have any clone RDAs, I have no choice, and I really wanted to start using these mechanical mods again. So I'm going to be saving up to buy my first authentic mech mod. I'm still not sure of what one I want to get, but I do know once I do get that, I am definitely going to be parting with some of these clones, and like I said, I've just cleaned them up and I've made them all look pretty. This one's kind of special to me. I bought this. It's also an, this is an infinite copper cartel. Very, very cool mod. I just cleaned it all. And a nice little tip, if you guys are out there with copper mods and you're looking to clean it up, if you throw your pieces in a bowl of ketchup and let it sit there, it cleans it right up. These things were all patinaed, dark patina, and all that ketchup, the ketchup took it all off. And then of course on the outside of this, I did my own little force patina, so I was able to get these nice colors of dark and bright and light blue and orange and copper still coming out of it. Very, very cool. So I love this mod. I just bought this one a couple months ago. And it's just a Fuhattan. Supposedly this is made from iJoy, who made the original, I believe, Fuhattan. And it is basically this really nice, you know, carbon fiber, red carbon fiber. And again, I'm not sure if it's the exact ones, I don't know, but I just really thought it was a cool, and I love the button on the Fuhattan. You've seen my videos on those. So I have these three right now. I've got a couple more that I'm working on. So with that said, I know I'll never part with my Nemesis because it's my first mod I ever bought, and I just really dig it. And that Copper Cartel is kind of special to me because it was the first time I patinaed anything. But I know for me personally, eventually I'm going to want to get rid of them. But what do I do with them? Do I sell them? Do I give them to people? My advice to you, and the reason for me talking about this haul, is a couple things. One, don't throw your mech mods out the door just yet. They could come in handy for the times that you may not be able to work on your box because for some reason the button gives out, or the MOSFET gives out, or the battery sled falls out, something, and you need to send it back to the people that make it and fix it. What are you going to use, okay? You maybe only have a couple mods. Bring out your old mechanical and rock the hell out of it. I have been doing this and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So look back at the Mech Mod Anonymous video and how funny it was, and just bring out your Mech mods, give them a good cleaning, and if you're still using them all the time and you don't clean them, absolutely take the time to rip them apart and completely clean the hell out of all the contacts and the insides and outsides. I guarantee you it is going to bring new life into your mechanical mod. So, a couple weeks ago, I had the best email that I've ever had in my life, okay? This email was basically from GiantVapes.com stating that they were going to have this huge-ass sale, okay? So they gave out 3 different coupon codes, one for a certain amount of money, 2 for a certain amount of money, and the third one for a certain amount of money. I think I was in the middle. I would have loved to have been on the top, but I was in the middle, okay? So I did make a nice big order from Giant Vapes. And because of this coupon code, I was able to actually get like a couple extra bottles, technically for free, right? So Giant Vapes has a part, like most websites, has a part that says, you know, you can put it in a note. So I put in a note, hey, I was just curious if you guys had any samples lying around of these 2 specific juices, because I couldn't find any place to test them. I really wanted to buy them, but the flavor profiles were kind of iffy on me. But I knew I heard so many good things, and they just really looked good to me, but I was so afraid to take the leap. And normally I do, but these particular flavors had a certain ingredient in it that I'm really afraid of, which is peach. And I normally detest peach, but everyone told me that peach is kind of like not super strong. I put in the notes this, and I really felt I was uneasy about putting it, because I would hate to think that anybody would think that I was asking for something for free, because I just don't do that. But I said, you know, I'm just asking if there's any samples of the specific thing, because I want to try it. And if they do have it, I'm going to buy it from them. I know 100%, and they should know that, because I've only ordered 10,000 orders from them. So I did. So I put this thing. Now, when I opened the box, I was not expecting to see what I seen. I not only had my order, but they threw in like 3 or 4 or 5 samples. Like, and one of them was like a 15 mil. I think one of them was like a 5 mil, 10 mil. There was just a bunch of little samples in it, and I was absolutely shocked. Not shocked because they never would do something like that. Just shocked because of how many samples there were. Unfortunately, there wasn't any samples of the one I asked for, but that was okay. They actually looked at what my flavor profiles are, and that I've always, you know, bought, and those are the type of flavors that they gave me. And one of the flavors they gave me, which I don't believe I've ever tried this one from them before, but it was SicBoy. I don't know if you guys ever heard of SicBoy. It's a company that kind of came out the gate really strong, and they have such a huge following. I don't have the bottle with me. I kind of made my own little SicBoy bottle with a little Giant Vapes love at the bottom. But this juice is called Catatonic. I did actually do a little sneak peek at a video before with that sample. And let me just read the quick description for you, just so you can, you know, kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with. This is a, what do you get when you take delicious crunchy cinnamon crumble from the top of a cobbler and use them as the crust for your homemade blueberry cheesecake? You get Catatonic by SicBoy. Now, a little bit ago, I'm not sure how long, there was a review of SicBoy products, and the people that did the video hated this stuff, and they were kind of like mean about it. Like, they weren't mean, but they were kind of like, ew, this is disgusting, like, you know, which I thought was kind of, you know, tacky, because, you know, it's all subjective. You can't say, you know, I think it's wrong to tell people that something sucks because somebody else may love it, you know, but to say your opinion on it, you know, this isn't for me, just using those certain words to describe what you don't like about it and why it's not something you like, versus just saying it sucks or the company sucks or they must be crazy type attitude. I didn't like that, but they're entitled to their opinion, and like I said, everything's subjective, so, you know, who knows what they taste, you know. But there was one thing that they said in the review that really caught my attention, is they kept saying, there's this taste in it, there's this taste in it that they couldn't find. SicBoy has, in all of their juices, at least the ones I've tried, has a very specific flavor that you can find in their juices. It's like their like staple, or you know, like what I feel like they're known for is this specific flavor that you can taste in all their juices. And the first juice I ever tried, I believe, was their MBYC. And that one I found to be like, there was something about it that was just turning me off. But when I tried Catatonic, I was like, holy crap, it kind of tastes like that one, except completely different. But it's that staple. It's like what they're, like, I'm trying to think of that word. It's what they, whatever they put in their juice or however how they make it, there's something in it that makes it SicBoy, you know? Anywho, I am obsessed with this juice, okay? It is probably, it's got to be one of the best flavors I've ever had. And the truth of the matter is, and I'm going to be completely honest about this, I don't taste blueberry, I don't taste cheesecake, I don't taste cinnamon crumble. I just taste this unbelievable mix of flavor, okay? Whatever they do to it, whatever ratios they do with it, it's just so good. I need to take a vape. Like, the smell of it is so addicting. It's like one of those things where you taste it, you smell it, and you like, oh my God, you just can't get enough of it. I'm being obnoxious, but it's the truth. The way I feel about Andromeda, O-Face, Lemonem, you know, these are the like types of things that like I go crazy over, you know. This is one of them now. This is another all-day vape that I need to have in my possession all the time, every day, for the rest of my life. God bless you. God bless you. Oh my God, it's very, I want to say this sounds so crazy, but it's true. It's almost like it's comforting, that feeling that you get. That's what I get, this warm, inviting, super, super chill feeling. And that's the type of flavor that it gives me, is like this really like what mom used to make type of flavor. But with this unbelievable burst of different punchy flavors. Like, I'm sure that cinnamon mixing with the cheesecake and the blueberry, it's got to make it for this juice. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I have to tell people the truth of how it is with me. And this is how it is. Like, I can't explain it, but it is so good. You're going to be like so confused by it that you have to vape half a bottle before you can put it down, because you're so convinced that you're going to find out what that flavor is. And it's just unbelievable. SicBoy is a cool company too. They got a huge following. They have a group on Facebook. You can buy them on Giant Vapes. $19.99 for a 30 mil, $65 for a 120 mil. And of course, you go on Giant Vapes, you can get that shit super, super quick. Anyway, I'm talking too much about this. Check out SicBoy if you haven't already. It's definitely an interesting vape, and it's really delicious, and it's super, super fun to vape. And it makes you feel good, and that's all we can really ask. So anyway, let's move on. All right, guys, so check this out. Everybody knows that I'm obsessed with Beantown Vapor and their O-Phase, and now their Soul Custody and their Lemonem. And there's another juice called by G2 Vapor called Mr. Cookie. Okay, so all of a sudden around the holidays, I see this post on GiantVapes.com stating that there is a juice coming, or a lot of people, I thought it was a joke at first, and it was called Mr.OhCookieFace. Okay, and right off the bat, you could see what it was. It was a mixture of Mr. Cookie and O-Face by Beantown Vapor and G2 Vapor. Okay, so this is a collaboration from two different companies. Making probably, I'm assuming it's both their most, biggest juice sellers, I don't know, in making this collaboration juice. And I was super afraid that it was never going to come back, and I was only able to get 1 or 2 bottles. But version 2 came out with their new updated labels, because with all that's going on with the FDA rulings and all that garbage, there's a huge, huge thing happening in our industry where people are looking at the labels that are on these, bottles, and some of these labels that look like they could be geared towards children, even though we know that they're not geared towards children. We know that these people did not make the juice and put the labels on with the thought, I'm going to sell this to an underage kid. But it's just went with it went with the bottle, and it is a part of every industry. You know, this whole thing about, marketing and, having a following, people want to see creative crap, and like, we love it, But anyway, and I don't want to get in the middle of that, but Mr. Cookie used to have this little cookie on it. It was cute as hell. And that was like, their bottles all had these like nice, cool little, characters on it. But because of this whole thing happening, instead of waiting for the FDA to regulate us, they took it upon themselves, like a lot of companies did, and, kind of regulated themselves. So they revamped their bottles, and they revamped it, Beantown Vapor, G2 Vapor, Juice, Mr.OhCookieFace. So now it's kind of like a nice mix of the two companies. I'm telling you, these things I know sound crazy because I talk about them like they're like children, but honestly, when you have juice that you really love and it makes you feel like you never want to ever smoke a cigarette again, or when you smell a cigarette and then you smell this juice and you realize like how lucky you are that you made the switch, that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I never thought in a 1,000 years that I was ever going to put down those smokes. I thought I would die smoking. So now that I don't even like the smell of cigarettes, and I don't look at cigarettes, I don't think about cigarettes, the fact that I can do that and use these things that I just love so much, and then you hear and you see and you see posts from the people that make it and how passionate they are about it and how involved they are. It just makes me happy, and I apologize if that sounds ridiculous or sappy, but it's the truth. So anyways, I'm gonna smell this shit because I can't help but smell it. Oh, it's so good. You can smell the OhFace, super good. But then there's this like lovely cookie baked feeling in the background. But it smells really strong with the OhFace because OhFace is a very pungent smell. But when you vape it, the first batch was a little bit more OhFace than cookie. The second batch, I really feel like they did a great job at bringing that Mr. Cookie to the forefront, and it actually can really compete now, but in a good way. It competes in a way that it is super good. What is this? So good. It's got that burst of fresh yumminess that you get from OhFace, and then you got that like super like rich and yummy cookie from the Mr. Cookie. And I know that's like such a lame like review of it, like, oh, why don't I just do a diners, drive-ins, and dives and do what Guy Fieri does and just tell you what's in it. Don't you hate when he does that? It's like, oh, what is this? Oh, it's corn on the cob. You got the corn that's on the cob. It's like, no shit, that's what you just said it was, you idiot. Anyway, that's really all I can say about it. I mean, you've got this delicious ripe strawberry flavor with little creamy notes, and then you have this awesome freaking cookie. I mean, it's, what else are you gonna say about it? It's just fucking good. You gotta try it. It goes quick though. People buy this shit in like bulk, okay? People buy 15, 20 bottles of it. I wish I did. I should have. But I savor this stuff. I can't like just like guzzle it down. I have to like, there's juice that I have that I just like will go crazy with and keep vaping and because I love it. And there's juice that I have to savor. And this is a savoring juice. You can also buy this on Giant Vape's Big Shocker. It's also $19.99. You can get it in 0, 3, or 6 milligrams. It's not available in 120s yet, maybe someday. And everyone loves it. I don't know anybody who said that they don't like it, but you never know. So let's move along. I got a couple more things I want to talk about, and we can wrap this video up because it's probably running longer than it should. All right, guys, so we went over Mr. Cookie OhFace, we talked about SicBoy, we talked about mechanical mods and what we should love about them. Keep a close eye out. I have this awesome review, this JuiceTime review coming out. It's going to be about platinum label vapors. I've got a crazy contest going to happen. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited about it. If you enjoyed this video, definitely go ahead and like the video. That would help. Also, if you want any of your friends to see it, totally go ahead and share it, because I think that's kind of cool to see my videos on other people's sites. And like I said, keep an eye out for the giveaway, and we're going to have some videos coming up talking about the IPv4 and Pioneer for Use quest for making money. I got some videos where we're going to discuss my obsession with getting a nickel coil built and how impossible that is. We'll have tons of videos on some new mods, some old mods, and we're going to have a lot of fun. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me in this little video. Again, like and share and subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you very much for joining me. And if you have not joined CASA, please do so. Do all of their calls to actions. Get involved. Fight for your right to vape, because nobody is going to do it for us. And stay fabulous, everybody, because I'm going to, you know this, okay? Let's go out with a little SicBoy action, okay? Woo.